why we block the very things that we want. This is because we don't understand that there are intelligent forces greater than us controlling our reality. We think we have to do everything ourselves. And in this busyness to do everything ourselves, we block the very divine plan for our life because we feel like we're all alone and we don't really understand just how powerful these forces are that are controlling our reality. And when we understand we are not alone, we have a divine blueprint, and on our divine blueprint are highly advanced cosmic beings. And they are the one that created us. They are the one that are operating our blueprint. They are the ones who are controlling our life. They set our destiny for us. They insert the patterns into our divine blueprint that we will experience in this reality. They know what the plan is for our life, and they know what patterns we have put in on the divine blueprint. They also understand that we are greatly influenced by our family lineage and all of those programs and belief systems, and they also understand the belief systems of the world and how they are impacting us. There is great intelligence working with us, but we block the divine plan for our life. And so what we are learning to do now is to become aware of the fact that, first of all, we are not in control. We have a small amount of free will or control in decisions that we make. But ultimately, we are not in control. There are greater forces and there are also interference forces. And these interference forces are our old patterns of belief systems that we've gained from thousands of years in the world, our patterns and lineage belief systems from our family. And those are this is what our outer consciousness grabs onto. Our outer mind grabs on to all the outer belief systems and is sort of running on a unconscious program of our family lineage belief systems. So this unconscious programming we act out every day, and the outer world is telling us do, get out there, push forward, make it happen. And we have this anxiety that we have to do in order to get something done. And all this stuff that we're doing is counterproductive to our divine blueprint's plan for our life. More than 90% of the time when you are trying to achieve a goal, you have a desire, you want to have a relationship, you want to have a certain kind of job, you want to have a certain kind of reality, more than 90% of the time, do less. Because it is in the not doing where we can finally stop interfering with the divine plan. The divine plan for our lives is a flow that is flowing through this entire reality here. And our higher spiritual beings that are working with us line things up. They know how to make people show up at the right time. They know how to move people away at the right time. They know how to open up an opportunity at the right time. But we miss these opportunities and we miss these people because we're busy doing what the world tells us to do instead of being still and being quiet and doing nothing. And there's that saying, I don't know the exact wording, but it's something about in doing nothing, everything gets done. And there is great truth in this, because when we are still and we decide to surrender this problem or this desire or this goal that we want, when we surrender it to our divine blueprint, which knows how to get us what we need, and we surrender it to those higher beings who are working with us daily. So the idea get away from the idea that there's this great intelligence called God in the universe, and he is so vast and so big that how could he even notice us? We're like ants. It's not about the underlying intelligence of the universe. It's about your divine blueprint. On your divine blueprint are highly intelligent cosmic beings, and they do care about you. One of them in particular created you. I have met the great divine being who created me. She is highly invested in my life and what I do with it. So we have to understand their power is greater than ours. They know the future and they know how to get us where they want us to go. And you have to trust that what they want for us is in our best interest, will make us the happiest, will give us our creativity, will give us the biggest joy, and will be of benefit and value to the universe. And so the main thing I want to get us to understand is do less. When you don't have the solution to a desire that you want, surrender it and do less about it. Because I've learned this many times over and over and over again. Every time I get anxious about trying to achieve an outcome and I interject my will in there and I start, doing like all those coaches out there on YouTube tell you, push through, make it happen, move, 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 do is better than doing nothing. No, don't listen to the world. What you do is nothing. You be still, you be quiet, you be receptive. When you are in receptive mode, because we are antennas, we send out and we receive. When you meditate, as I've said many, many times about quieting the monkey mind and quieting our emotions, when you settle all your emotions and your mind and you have an inner peace about your life and you trust in the benevolence of the universe and you open your mind and your emotions to being receptive to what your divine guidance has planned for you, then what happens is you have inner peace with your day. Even though you may not have what you want just yet, you are at peace with your day because you know there is a highly evolved being who's on it and who's guarding you, watching you, taking care of you, supporting you, loving you, and making sure your life can run as smoothly as possible if you don't interfere. And yes, you can have relationships. You can have a fulfilling career or creative out project. You can have those things. They want you to have those things. So in sitting still and being receptive and being in this moment, and even if you're in a job you don't want or you don't have a relationship now, accepting where you are is in divine timing. You allow synchronicities to come to you. You allow opportunities to come, people to come, things you can see and feel and sense that you couldn't when you were too busy out there pushing your way into the world. And this is the other thing to know. Don't block your greatest abundance and happiness by thinking that if I do nothing, nothing will happen. That is not true. Most of the happenings in our life are done in the spirit realm. 90% of all of the work that needs to be done for you and your happiness is done spiritually. And when all of that lines up, and all of that is put together perfectly, if you are still and receptive, you will get telepathic messages. You will get synchronicities. You will get an opportunity open, a person walk in. And then you will get this urge, this intuitive urge to take action. So we are action oriented, but remember, our actions need to be targeted when the opportunity presents itself. when the opening happens, when the synchronicity occurs, when Spirit telepathically sends you a message or an intuition to go to that gathering today up at the museum, or maybe there's an art festival, or maybe there's a dinner party you're invited to, and you get the urge to go. You get a telepathic message if you're working on your spiritual gifts in your stillness and quiet time and meditation time and reflective time. You get this message: I ought to go. You ought to go to that. You ought to go to that meeting. You ought to go to that group. You'll get it. And that's the action moment. That's the moment to respond and take action. Meanwhile, stay calm and move with the flow. Because one more thing here to understand, there is a flow to your life. Your life is like a river and you're in a sailboat, and you think you have to control the steering of the sailboat, and you have to control the sails, and you have to do all the control to get your sailboat to tune up with the flow of the wind. But really, if you will allow your great I Am presence, your ascended beings that are working with you to manifest on your sailboat, invite them in, they will tell you, okay, let go of the wheel, let go of the sails, go back there and sit on that bench, which has a big cushion, and lie down or sit on that bench and relax. I've got this. And let those divine beings move your sailboat in the flow, the way the energy is working, because they see how the energy is working on the planet. They see how these other people that you need are flowing. And they know the divine timing of when they come together and you come together. It's a flow. And so we have to be receptive to the flow of our life and stop blocking what we want. And so, friends, that's my message for today. Be sure and subscribe, and please share these videos, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.